Yo, it's your boy Luap coming back at it again with another video. In this video, I will recap and review Pokemon Journey's episode 102, Trial Mission of Freezing Raid Battle, as well as give my predictions for episode 103, Ash and Clement's Great Friendship Training. If you guys enjoy episode reviews as well as recaps each and every week, then I highly suggest you hit the like button and subscribe, as it truly helps support the channel. Just to be clear guys, next week on March 25th, there will be no new episode, but the following on April 1st, we'll get 2 episodes on the same day. But with all that being said, let's begin by recapping the events of episode 102. The episode begins with the narrator summarizing Go's trial missions in the Project Mew. We then see Ash getting super excited that Go is about to partake in his next trial mission, but Go seems to be a little down about it. He reveals that the mission involves a raid battle against the legendary Pokemon ARTICUNO. Go isn't really the best at working in teams, so he's not looking forward to this. Meanwhile, Ash is super pumped about this, and tries to motivate Go for the ARTICUNO battle, and reminds him of how successful they were during the Golurk raid battle early on in Pokemon Journeys. Professor Cerise then tells him about the whereabouts of ARTICUNO, and says that they can be found on Seafoam Islands. The opening credits roll, and it's cool to see that Go's Duran is finally added to the Unovan Pokemon after the animators forgot to place him in before, but don't worry, I didn't forget it in my Go Steel-type video. Ash and Go eventually arrive at Seafoam Island, but as they scour the place, they're immediately attacked by a Golbat. Ash commands Pikachu to use Thunderbolt, but Go runs in front of him and disrupts him to catch the Golbat instead. Seafoam Island turns out to be a giant maze, and Ash and Go find themselves lost until they come across other people. And these people are actually challengers of Project Mew as well. It's great how this episode shows other characters that are part of Project Mew, honestly. It makes it feel like a big thing and not just something they restrict to the characters that we know. Go asks the challengers to join him in the raid battle, but all of them refuse and say that they couldn't find ARTICUNO anywhere, and that their Pokemon are too worn out. Soon after, Ash and Go stumble across a rock, which immediately catches Grookey's attention. The best boy pokes his branch on it, causing it to produce a loud tingling sound that spreads all over the area. This gives Go the idea to send out Inteleon. He forms a plan of Grookey poking the ice and Inteleon listening to the sound waves to determine the location of ARTICUNO's cavern, and it worked. They then find themselves at the entrance of a freezing cold cavern, so Go recalls both of his Pokemon. As they enter the cave, they're attacked by a Graveler, which Go also catches, and that's 2 of Brock's Pokemon that Go has caught in this episode alone. Next, they find a small opening in the floor, so Go decides to send out his Caterpie to make a long string to use as his means of climbing down. It's funny to see Go's thought process of using the 6 Pokemon that he brought in this mission, and how he somehow concluded that Caterpie will be of good use. Also, Pokeferlax predicted this would happen just 3 days ago when he kind of called this, so big ups to you, Pokeferlax. While climbing down the string, Go's attention is caught by his trainer who's battling a Cloyster. It's none other than his childhood friend, Tokio. The boys have a heartwarming reunion as Bayleaf is just there like, "Hello, we're in the middle of a battle, is anyone there?" So yeah, Cloyster gets the upper hand and attacks Bayleaf, but Go's Inteleon retaliates with Pyro Ball. This causes Tokio to tell Go to quickly catch the Cloyster, which he did. Tokio then reveals that he's also a Project Mew challenger and is currently searching for ARTICUNO as well. Ash and Tokio introduce themselves to each other, but then Ash is a little confused since he learned that Tokio's goal was to catch Celebi and not Mew. So Tokio tells him that since Mew and Celebi are both psychic types, then joining the Project Mew mission will get him 1 step closer to catching Celebi. The 3 boys soon reach the innermost room filled with glaciers. And from behind, Gary makes his iconic entrance and once again displays his snarky attitude towards Go. But Gary seems to be friendly towards Tokio, which angers Go even more. Gary then takes out an inflatable boat and takes them all to ARTICUNO's resting place. Not long after, ARTICUNO is summoned and the Project Mew drone announces the start of the raid battle. The 4 of them first send out their Tyranitar, Darmanitan, Sirfetch'd, and female Indeedee, but 1 attack from ARTICUNO and they're all down. So next they send in Umbreon, Cinderace, Lucario, and Gardevoir. Umbreon manages to land the confusing raid before getting taken up by a blizzard. Its efforts didn't go to waste as ARTICUNO is now confused. This gives Lucario and Cinderace the opportunity to attack as Gardevoir goes on the defense with Reflect. Gary then sends out his final Pokemon, Arcanine, as the others continue on with their attacks. ARTICUNO goes on the offensive again, but this time Reflect wasn't enough to protect them and Go commands Cinderace to hop on the ARTICUNO. Arcanine, Cinderace, and Lucario then continue hitting it with their attacks, but Cinderace is severely injured. This causes Tokio to command Gardevoir to use Heal Pulse on Cinderace and shows what an amazing support Pokemon Gardevoir is. But ARTICUNO attacks again as Gardevoir sets up multiple light screens. Arcanine also tries to fight back with Flamethrower, but ARTICUNO's attack was enough to finish off Gardevoir, Cinderace, and Lucario. Tokio, Go, and Ash finally send out their last Pokemon, Bayleaf, Boldore, and Pikachu respectively. And Tokio, Gary, and Go have a minor discussion that they should work as a team if they want to battle. Bayleaf starts by grabbing ARTICUNO by the wings with his vines, as Pikachu and ARTICUNO land 2 super effective attacks on it. Boulder also lands a 4 times super effective Stone Edge, but Articuno is still alive and doing well. It again goes and attacks and finishes off Boulder, Arcanine, and Pikachu, leaving Tokio alone to win the raid battle, but it was no match for the Ice Flying type, so Bayleaf is also taken down. With everyone fainted, Articuno flees the area, but Tsurugi announces that the mission has been cleared because they got all the information that they needed to gather on Articuno. Gary, Go, and Tokio each earn 3 tokens, with Gary and Tokio receiving an extra 1 for leadership and being a team player respectively. At the end of the day, the boys bid their goodbyes to the port, and Gary says that he respects Tsurugi a lot because of how hard he is and a competent trainer. Gary and Go call each other by their names for the first time and solidify the rivalry even more. Tokio and Gary say their goodbyes and leave, but we know that these 4 trainers will meet once again. That's it for the recap of the episode. Now it's time for my ratings and reviews. This was a fun Project Mew episode as always. On average, the mission episodes have all been really good, and this is no exception. When Go was filled with doubts and worries, Ash was quick to reassure and motivate him. We then saw Go kind of returning the favor when he ran into the Typhlosion trainer, but he was unsuccessful as the trainer had already given up. It was cool to see other aspiring chasers from Project Mew for the first time, as it's something that's not expanded upon enough. Tokio and Gary's introductions were both amazingly done. Tokio's in particular was funny though, because Tokio just left Bayleaf hanging to talk and catch up with Go. Gary was done amazingly as well, as he was the highlight of this episode for me. During the raid battle, he was a strong leader and led the team very well. On the other hand, Go was showing that he really needs to improve on working with others, as he was definitely the anchor bringing everyone down. This was obviously because of how much he dislikes Gary and didn't want to agree with him. It was good to see that Tokio and Gary got rewarded with an extra token for their efforts in the raid battle. Go did catch 3 Pokemon today just to make sure that the Go haters were extra mad, and I'm beyond happy that he didn't catch Articuno too. Speaking of Articuno, this was one tough legendary bird. They actually made it seem like a legendary Pokemon. He was just so strong. It literally one-shotted all of their first Pokemon with ease, and then took down the rest of the group's Pokemon without much trouble. I think this episode did a good job of making this Pokemon truly seem, well, legendary, as well as showing the power of Pokemon required to raid. It was weird to see the scaling of Reboot being able to handle Zapdos, and then Articuno taking down 12 Pokemon with ease. I'll leave it as Zapdos was a baby new battler, and this Articuno was a Giga Chad veteran who does this every day. My rating for this episode is a 9 out of 10. It was a great episode and I'm beyond happy with how it turned out. I just wish they would have gotten into the action a bit earlier and extended the battle a little bit more. It would have been cool to see more clashing moments between Gary and Go, and expanding upon that a bit more. Overall though, a fantastic episode and another fine addition to Project Mew. With that being said, let's take a look at the preview trailer and give my predictions for episode 103. The preview begins with an Altaria battling against an Escavalier, and we see that it's Drasna. This seems to be a routine battle, but it would be cool to see if she was battling and sparring against Wickstrom. Ash is revealed to be battling her next, and Pikachu's face is priceless. I can't blame them considering he's never been in Elite Four, but I'll be doing a deep dive into this battle on my Monday upload, so stay tuned for that. Drasna gets 4 Pokemon revealed for her in the matter of this preview, which is quite impressive considering how long it took other characters in the anime to get Pokemon revealed. We then see Ash and Sirfetch'd training for the battle, and honestly he needs to get it after being wiped so easily in today's episode. Dracovish is chewing on Ash's head as always, as we hear Clement's voice and the reveal of him and Bonnie. My predictions for this episode are that after learning that his next opponent is Drasna and that it'll be in Lumio City, Ash and Go will head out there, and Ash will remember his old pal and head to the Lumio's gym. There he'll get a training session and learn Meteor Assault with Sirfetch'd, as well as Dragon Rush with Dracovish. The battle probably won't start in episode 103, but it does look like to be a good episode nonetheless. We'll even get to see great interactions between Ash's Pokemon and Bonnie, as well as with Pikachu and Dedenne. So yeah, that was my review for Pokemon Journeys episode 102, as well as my predictions for episode 103. If you guys enjoyed it, I highly urge you to hit the like button and subscribe. I make episode reviews every week just a few hours after the episode airs, so if you enjoy these reviews right after the episode, you know where to come. Today's comment of the day is, now that we know Clement and Bonnie are officially returning next week, which traveling companions do you want to see next? For me, I'd personally want to see Tracy make an appearance physically, but I'd also like to see May, but I just think that's more impossible. However, I think that Misty needs to make a return this series, so it would be a shame if she didn't, honestly. Again, if you made it this far into the video, I truly appreciate you, and as always, it's been your boy Luap, and I'm out. Peace.
Ikeru!